It's a story to help you soothe, relax, and sleep better. If you fell asleep while listening, don't worry. You didn't miss a thing, because we designed it so. Tomorrow, you'll receive a brand new story, again. Summer Crossroads. Chapter 1, The Offer and the Dilemma. Ethan sat in the dimly lit corner of his college dorm room in Chicago, his eyes fixed on the glowing screen of his laptop. The email he had just received was like a bolt from the blue, offering him an internship at one of Silicon Valley's most prestigious tech companies. It was the kind of opportunity that every computer science student dreamed of, a chance to work with brilliant minds on cutting-edge technology. Yet, as he read the email for the third time, his excitement was tinged with a weighty sense of conflict. This was supposed to be the summer he went back home to Dallas. His parents' bookstore, a quaint and beloved spot in their local community, had always been more than just a business to his family. It was a symbol of their hard work and dedication, a place where neighbors gathered to share stories and laughter. Each summer, Ethan helped out in the store, organizing book readings and community events, tasks that now held a nostalgic charm in his heart. His sister Mia, a high school junior, was another reason he had promised to return. She had always been his biggest supporter, cheering him on through every academic challenge and celebrating his successes as if they were her own. Mia was eagerly awaiting his return, looking forward to their summer projects and the long talks they had about everything from classic literature to the mysteries of the universe. Ethan leaned back in his chair, running his hands through his hair in frustration. The decision before him felt monumental. On one hand, the internship was a gateway to the career he had always envisioned, filled with innovation and discovery. On the other, his family, with their unspoken expectation that he would be there for them, tugged at his heartstrings. The bookstore needed him, and the thought of letting his family down was almost unbearable. He thought about his parents, who had always encouraged him to follow his dreams, never once pressuring him to sacrifice his aspirations for the family business. They believed in the power of education and had worked tirelessly to provide him with every opportunity. Yet, he knew his absence this summer would be felt deeply, both in the store and in the family dynamics. That night, Ethan found no sleep. His mind raced with possibilities, each scenario playing out with its own set of consequences. The bright lights of Silicon Valley beckoned with promises of a dazzling future, while the warm, comforting memories of his family's bookstore called him back to a place where he was needed and loved. As dawn broke, Ethan sat up, a determination settling in his heart. He needed to find a solution, one that wouldn't force him to choose between his future and his family. It was time to seek advice and find a path that could possibly lead to the best of both worlds. With the morning light streaming through his window, Ethan drafted an email to his mentor, Professor Langley, seeking guidance. He also planned to call his sister Mia, hoping her insights might shed some light on his predicament. The decision was not just about his own future, but about honoring the love and sacrifices of his family. As he set out on his quest for answers, Ethan realized that this summer was not just another break. It was a turning point in his life, one that would shape his identity and his journey ahead. Chapter 2, Memories of Home. Ethan's mind wandered back to his childhood as he sat in the quiet of his dorm room, the early morning sun casting a gentle glow across his desk. The memories of the family bookstore in Dallas were vivid in his mind, each one a colorful thread in the tapestry of his past. He remembered the smell of old books and coffee that welcomed him every time he walked through the door, the sound of the bell tinkling as customers came and went, and the cozy reading nooks that invited people to stay and explore the worlds hidden within the pages. The bookstore was more than a business. It was a community hub where people of all ages gathered. His parents, with their unwavering dedication to both literature and their neighbors, had turned the small store into a vibrant cultural center. They hosted book clubs, author signings, and story times for children, making the bookstore a beloved landmark in their community. Ethan smiled as he remembered the summers he spent helping his parents. He would organize the shelves, manage the register, and, his personal favorite, host the weekly Young Readers Club. Those moments, surrounded by eager young minds hungry for stories, were some of the happiest in his life. He loved seeing the excitement in the kids' of Porter eyes as they discovered new adventures and characters, their imaginations running wild with each turn of the page. His sister, Mia, had been his constant companion during those summers. They would create elaborate window displays, challenging each other to come up with the most creative themes. Mia's artistic flair always brought a fresh energy to the store, and her laughter was a reminder of the joy and simplicity of childhood. They were a team, the bookstore their playground, and those summers were the glue that strengthened their bond. Ethan's parents had instilled in him a love for reading and learning, a gift he now realized was invaluable. They encouraged open-mindedness and curiosity, teaching him that every book offered a new perspective, a new world to explore. This upbringing had shaped not just his academic pursuits, but his entire worldview, fostering a deep sense of empathy and understanding towards others. As he reflected on these memories, Ethan felt a surge of gratitude for the life his parents had provided. They had given him the freedom to dream, to explore, and to grow into the person he was today. The bookstore, with its walls lined with stories and its air filled with the essence of shared experiences, was not just a place of business. It was a symbol of his family's love, a testament to their commitment to their community, and a foundational part of his own identity. Torn between the past and the future, Ethan realized that his decision would impact more than his career trajectory. It would be a choice between honoring his family's legacy and pursuing his own path. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Ethan knew that the decision he was about to make would be one of the most significant of his life. With a deep breath, he reached for his phone to call Mia, seeking the comfort and clarity that only a conversation with his sister could provide. Chapter 3. Seeking Advice. Ethan paced back and forth in his room, phone pressed to his ear, as he waited for his sister Mia to answer. When she finally did, her voice was a blend of excitement and surprise. "Ethan, I didn't expect to hear from you so early. Is everything okay?" He explained his dilemma, his words spilling out in a torrent of mixed emotions. Mia listened patiently, her responses thoughtful and encouraging. "Ethan, you've always been the one to find a way to make things work. Remember, whatever decision you make, we're all here for you." Her words were comforting, yet they didn't make his decision any easier. Later that day, Ethan met with Professor Langley, his mentor and favorite instructor. The professor's office was a reflection of his eclectic interests, lined with books on everything from quantum computing to Renaissance art. Professor Langley listened intently as Ethan explained his situation. "You're standing at a crossroads, Ethan," he said, his eyes reflecting wisdom and experience. "It's not just a choice between two paths. It's an opportunity to define your priorities and values. Remember, every decision you make shapes not only your future, but also the person you become." The conversation with Professor Langley sparked a new perspective in Ethan. He realized that this decision wasn't just about choosing a job or being with his family. It was about understanding his own values and what he truly wanted from life. The professor's words echoed in his mind as he left the office. Choices are the hinges of destiny. Over the next few days, Ethan sought out more opinions. He talked to his friends, each offering different perspectives. Some advised him to seize the career opportunity, emphasizing the rarity of such an offer. Others reminded him of the importance of family and the unique role he played in the bookstore's success. These conversations left Ethan with a sense of gratitude for the diverse viewpoints, but also a feeling of being adrift in a sea of opinions. One evening, he found himself wandering the quiet, tree-lined streets of the campus, lost in thought. The words of his sister, the wisdom of Professor Langley, and the varied opinions of his friends swirled in his mind. The decision seemed more complex than ever, each option pulling at him with equal force. As the campus clock tower chimed midnight, A sense of clarity began to emerge from the chaos of his thoughts. Ethan realized that no one else could make this decision for him. It was a personal journey he had to navigate, balancing his dreams and responsibilities. The right choice, he knew, would align with his deepest values and aspirations. Returning to his dorm, Ethan sat down with a notepad and began to list the pros and cons of each option. He wrote down his goals, his fears, and what he hoped to achieve in the long run. As he wrote, a plan started to take shape in his mind, a potential solution that might allow him to honor both his commitment to his family and his professional aspirations. With renewed determination, Ethan set to work, ready to pave a path that was uniquely his own. Chapter 4: A Creative Solution. The following morning, Ethan woke up with a newfound sense of purpose. After hours of contemplation and countless sheets of paper scribbled with notes, he had devised a plan. It was bold, unconventional, and it just might work. Ethan decided to propose a remote internship to the tech company in Silicon Valley. This way, he could still contribute to the family business while gaining invaluable professional experience. He spent the morning crafting a detailed proposal. He outlined how he would manage his tasks remotely, emphasizing his commitment to both the internship and his family obligations. Ethan highlighted his strong academic record, his ability to work independently, and his experience with remote collaboration tools. His proposal also suggested regular virtual meetings and updates to ensure he remained aligned with the team's goals and expectations. With a mixture of anxiety and hope, Ethan sent off his proposal to the tech company's HR department. The waiting game began, each hour stretching longer than the last. He tried to distract himself with his studies and conversations with friends, but his thoughts kept drifting back to the email he had sent. Meanwhile, Ethan started planning how he could help modernize the family bookstore. He brainstormed ideas for an online book ordering system, social media marketing strategies to attract younger customers, and tech-savvy events that could bring new life to the store. These plans brought a smile to his face, blending his passion for technology with his love for the family business. 2 days later, Ethan's phone buzzed with an incoming email. His heart raced as he saw it was from the tech company. He opened the email, and to his amazement and relief, they had accepted his proposal for a remote internship. They were impressed by his initiative and willingness to balance professional and personal responsibilities. The company agreed to a trial period with regular assessments to ensure the arrangement was mutually beneficial. Overwhelmed with joy, Ethan immediately called his parents to share the news. They were ecstatic, proud of their son for finding a way to pursue his career without sacrificing his commitment to the family. His mother's voice was filled with emotion as she said, "Ethan, you've always had a knack for finding creative solutions. We are so proud of you." That evening, Ethan lay in bed, reflecting on the events of the past few days. He had taken a risk, stepped out of his comfort zone, and it had paid off. He felt a deep sense of accomplishment and anticipation for the summer ahead. This experience had taught him an invaluable lesson about the power of thinking outside the box and the importance of balancing different aspects of life. As he drifted off to sleep, he felt ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities of the coming months. Chapter 5: A Summer of Growth. As the summer sun began to warm the city of Dallas, Ethan arrived at his family's bookstore, filled with a sense of purpose and excitement. The first few days were a whirlwind of activity as he set up his workspace in the quiet back office of the store, equipping it with the necessary technology for his remote internship. He meticulously organized his schedule to balance his time between assisting his parents at the bookstore and dedicating hours to his internship responsibilities. Ethan's days soon fell into a comfortable rhythm. Mornings were spent on calls with his team in Silicon Valley, immersed in coding and project meetings. He quickly became a valuable member of the team, impressing his supervisors with his innovative ideas and strong work ethic. Afternoons were dedicated to the bookstore, where he implemented new systems to streamline operations and introduced an online platform for book sales. The transition to the digital space was a leap for the bookstore, but Ethan's parents were supportive, fascinated by how their son was intertwining technology with traditional book selling. Ethan taught them how to manage the online orders and use social media to engage with customers. They held live book discussions and author interviews online, attracting a new, broader audience. The bookstore was evolving, and the community responded enthusiastically. Ethan's sister Mia became his right hand in these endeavors. Together, they organized weekly events that combined literature and technology. They hosted coding workshops for kids, where they learned to program simple games based on their favorite stories. These workshops became a hit, and the bookstore was often filled with laughter and the chatter of excited children. As the weeks passed, Ethan noticed a significant change in the bookstore. It had become a fusion of the old and the new, a place where stories were celebrated in various forms. His parents' joy was palpable as they saw their business thrive, bringing in new customers while still maintaining their loyal clientele. Ethan felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that his efforts were making a difference. The summer also brought growth and learning in Ethan's personal life. He developed stronger bonds with his family, appreciating the sacrifices they had made for him. Working remotely challenged him to be disciplined and self-motivated, skills that he knew would benefit him in the future. The experience also deepened his understanding of the impact technology could have on small businesses, fueling his passion for tech-driven solutions. As the summer drew to a close, Ethan looked back on these months as a time of transformation. He had managed to blend his world of technology with the world of his family's bookstore, creating a harmony he had once thought impossible. The lessons he learned, the bonds he strengthened, and the impact he had made filled him with a sense of accomplishment and gratitude. This summer had not only been about growth in business or technology, it had been about growing as a person, understanding the balance of life's different facets, and appreciating the journey that each decision brings. Chapter 6. Bridging Two Worlds. As the summer sun began to set on the horizon, marking the end of an extraordinary season, the family bookstore in Dallas bustled with excitement. Ethan, his family, and the community gathered to celebrate the store's revitalization and the successful conclusion of his internship. The event was a perfect fusion of tradition and innovation, symbolizing the journey Ethan had embarked upon months ago. Speak. The bookstore was alive with energy, filled with customers browsing through both physical and digital book displays. A local author was signing copies of her latest novel in one corner, while in another, kids gathered around a laptop, showcasing the interactive story games they had created during the summer workshops. The walls echoed with laughter and lively conversations, a testament to the vibrant community space the bookstore had become. Ethan's parents stood proudly, watching their son mingle with guests, effortlessly switching between discussing literature and technology. They were amazed at how he had transformed the bookstore while retaining its soul. His mother's eyes glistened with tears of joy as she said to his father, "Our boy has grown into a remarkable young man, bridging worlds we never imagined could come together." Mia clapped her brother on the back, a wide grin on her face. "You did it, Ethan! You really did it!" she exclaimed. Their bond had grown stronger over the summer, a shared experience that would remain a cherished memory for both. Ethan looked at his sister, realizing how much her support had meant to him during this journey. As the evening progressed, Ethan took a moment to step outside. He gazed up at the stars, reflecting on the summer. He had faced a dilemma that once seemed insurmountable, yet here he was, having found a way to embrace both his dreams and his family's needs. This experience had taught him about compromise, innovation, and the importance of staying true to one's values. Returning to the party, Ethan was greeted by a group of regular customers who commended him on his contributions. Their words filled him with a sense of fulfillment. He realized that his efforts had not only enhanced the bookstore, but had also enriched the community. This realization was more rewarding than any accolade he could receive from his internship. The night drew to a close with a sense of accomplishment and unity. Ethan's decision to balance his internship with supporting the family business had paid off in ways he could never have imagined. He had learned that life's choices are not always about either or, but often about finding creative ways to have the best of both worlds. As Ethan prepared to return to Chicago for his next semester, he felt a profound connection to both the tech world of Silicon Valley and the literary world of the family bookstore. This summer had shaped him in fundamental ways, teaching him lessons that he would carry throughout his life. Bridging two worlds wasn't just the theme of the summer's final event, it was the theme of his life moving forward. Ethan stepped into the future, ready to face new challenges, holding on to the belief that with creativity, dedication, and a heart full of dreams, anything is possible.